Hey everyone, welcome back. We just installed the graphics card, our GeForce GTX 1070 for the win from EVGA. I did forget to add one little thing to this, so we need to install this bad boy. Where's my knife? You know what? Just rip it. Grip it and rip it. Forgot to add the hard drive into this. Hey, who wants some silica gel? Anybody? Anybody? That'll go Desert Bus. So, nice thing about this case is it has these nice little trays and stuff like that that just slide in, so this is going to be stupidly easy to install. So basically you have to match these side holes up with these little pegs on the side of the hard drive. Just click them in on that side, just extend it out, click it in like so, and voila. Your hard drive is installed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually screw these in. You don't necessarily have to. You can, but I feel like doing it, because why not? I have no idea what the screws I need for this part are. Let's find out. Shall we? Oh, it was the motherboard screws. Okay. So this video I was like, oh, we've got some extras, whatever. Those are fine. They'll just go in here, like that. Ooh, that was not good. Don't worry, we're fine. Everything's cool. It didn't hit anything. We're fine. We're all fine here. How are you? Oh god, that was bad. Could have been bad. Could have been disastrous. Nothing like flipping screwdrivers over an open hardware case. Get out of the bin, you punk. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So our hard drive is now mounted into its nice little slide tray. Now, you can't really see it from this shot here. But there we go. So you can see the slide tray right here that has our SSD installed into our solid state hard drive installed into it. Just going to slide this in there. Nice little funk. Just dropped it right in there. So, okay, so now, as you can see, we're on to connecting additional cables. This means basically every last little bit of cabling that we need for this system is now up for connection. So, it means mostly installing our hard drive cables. Our graphics card power has already been installed. We'll need to install the hard drive power cables. And that should be about it in terms of our actual cables that need installing. Now, what we use for this is we use a SATA power cable. The SATA power cable has three this connects into the power supply and has three standoffs on it that are in line. Now, the standoffs are there, so that way we can have two or three next to each other. You can all daisy chain them together, so you only need one cable for multiple hard drives. We're going to use these two, and I'm going to tie this down. I'm actually going to use a zip tie right now. Usually I do it at the end, but we're close enough to the cable management stage anyway that I'm just going to zip tie this bad boy on down. So there we go with that. I'm going to get out. I know it's kind of weird. It's a nail clipper case, but I'm going to use my little scissors from it to snip the bit off there, so we got a nice clean cable cut for that. So there we go. Excellent. That'll hold nicely. So this is going to go in the back of these hard drives down here. So for that, we're going to flip this bad boy over, and this is where we're going to be for a little while. I'm going to be on the other side. So I'm going to turn it sideways for right now so you guys can actually see most of what we're going to be doing here. So this is where we need to have these cables. These are our SATA cables. So what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to actually run these down connection over here, like so, because we need one of these is just going to plug right in to the port. Actually, we'll use this one for this bottom one here, so it fits in nice and tidy. That's the build. That's connected right there, like so. We'll just tie this down. Hide a bunch of this cabling down this way. There's a lot of extra room and stuff under here that we're just going to put it in, and we'll zip tie it down to this particular strap right there. So again, feed a bunch of this through. Put that connected right there, like so. So now I'll take these two cables. Where's this go to? SATA. These are more of our SATA cables. So it's going to go in the bottom, so we're going to slide it in through the bottom here, like so. And we want the first header. I think I can do it this way. Which way is that going? Okay, so they have these little like notches and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in like this. Actually, here's where we're doing that zip tie. It was a bad idea because we're actually going to cut it. This is why I don't use zip ties until the very end, kids, because you can actually just don't even need a zip tie necessarily in that situation. So we're going to make sure these line up properly. Yeah. So actually I'm going to unplug this SATA cable here, run this through, plug the SATA cable back over top of it. I'm going to plug, slide that bastard on in there. Make sure that we have the powering side of it properly adjusted to where we need it to be. I'm going to... Really? Really? Come on, get in there. Get in your slot. There it goes. That's installed. Okay, so now for the next little bit, this is not cooperating very well. Okay, there we go. Alrighty then. I got tucked up in there. I'm trying not to crimp these cables too much, but they can take it. So we got this nice and neatly, relatively flush along the side there. Yeah. You ever had the drives that were on? Yeah. Well, the reason why I install the drives this way is because right now, the way the static pressure fan is pushing in, it'll get more airflow, at least directly towards the power thing. So yes, we'll get that in there, nice and cabled up. So our hard drives are now perfectly connected to both power and data. Another L-shaped connector in for this would have been perfect, but didn't have one to deal with it. So there we go. So now it's time to make sure that all these cables are through their proper holes and grommets where they need to be. And we're going to start cinching some stuff down. We're going to put the power supply in, and then we'll do the final cabling in a minute. So this is VGA, which is on the top. So it's going to go up here through that one. We just have our CPU. This is our CPU one. Yeah, it's going to go through the top as well. Actually, you know what? Put the CPU one through the bottom so we can route it along this side of here. These are going to get secured down probably here and here. So we'll probably get any extra loose cabling wrapped up. And just zip tie it all down right there and there. This one will get tied down here along with this, so we'll route that there. You can't really see it because it's down here, but there's some spots down here we can route this cable to. This one we can route over in this way. So this is where this is going to get rather fun and interesting, is because of how these are coming off of this particular thing up here. So I might actually break this, which I probably should have done before. So we're going to break this little zip tie right here. So we can actually get these cables loosey-goosey. I'm actually going to pull this one back out again. Just completely get it out of the way. Remember, this is our thing. Yes, ASRock, we're going to do that. I'm just getting these things kind of arranged how we want to. I still need to put our power supply in, so I'm not going to actually start tying these cables down. I'm just getting these things routed and roughly at least adjusted to where I want them before we actually start with the full one thing. I like wrong one's actually coming out there. That's kind of funny. Velcro wraps. Yeah, I got them. Pshaw. Here, there. I have a couple Velcro straps. I didn't actually locate. I had a huge roll of them. I'll probably look for them in a minute or two. But, yeah. We'll zip tie some of these down. These things will get zip tied down. Some of them are actually going to get Velcro zip ties, which are really nice. You can look all fucking lump adapters. But no, so we got these. Really nice to have some holes in them. So here we go. We've got 4 of them here at least. So, alright, so that's good with that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to putting our power supply in. I'm going to flip this bad boy back over to the front. Being careful not to completely crush all of the cables. The cables are fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our power supply in. Now we need to tuck this back on up in there. Moving all these power cables up here for right now, so I can go grab this lovely piece of work. This is our, there we go, EVGA SuperNOVA 650 G2 power supply. Really nice one. Fan goes on the bottom. Sticker stuff's going to go on the top. So we're going to, because we have, in this case, you might not be able to see it, so I'm going to pick this up. We don't actually show the bottom of the case off at all, really, which is actually kind of nice. What it has here is it has a fan port with a removable wire mesh. It just slides right on in there, a nice solid thunk. This gets in here. Nice and neatly. Sure we're doing here. Let's get in there. It's got this nice little lip under it. So we can start installing all the cables and stuff right in here. You do need to get some screws for this. I don't know if this came with screws or not. Sure it didn't. So usually sometimes these cases actually come with the screws for it. Stuff. Oh yeah, that's definitely why we installed this last, because it just adds a nice little bit of heft to the actual computer itself. Make sure it sits all nice and flush there. We're okay. Whew, I don't know what happened there. Weird. But anyway, we're back. Just refresh your stream. Actually, those screws we were going to do are way too big, so we need smaller screws. Well, this is an issue. Right, here they are. Found them. They were in the box. I thought we were kind of host for a second. I'm like, oh man, we don't have our power supply screws. Which really kind of stink. I'm gonna get one of these put in at least, so it can actually be held up. Problem is that right now, this has to kind of sit awkwardly on its side. I'll get this installed really quickly. Alright. I'm going to put this in on its side, like this. Get some of these screws installed. Make sure you're using the right screws. Remember, you want to go in an X shape. Can't see right now, but I'm going in it. Actually, I'm probably going to put it this way. Bam! So I'm going in an X shape, which means that I'm starting here and using the opposite sides. So it's basically getting this side, this side, this side, this side. For screws to go in. There's my 0 here. There we go. Almost ready with the screws here, and we're when we're done with all of that, we'll be good to move on to the final cabling portion. Say what's really important when you build a PC is getting quality screwdrivers. I went to Harbor Freight. I picked up a couple screwdrivers, and I gotta say I've been incredibly disappointed with them so far. The build quality on them a lot less lovely than I expected. This one's got a lot of like sharp little bits and plastic bits that are digging into my hand as I secure this power system on in. So there we go. The issue is now, that shot a screw. Yeah, whatever. Screws I'm not using, so Get it cleared off to the side. Once we're done there. So yeah, I'm gonna acquire some better tools for next time. I just didn't have the time to actually order them and have them shipped out in time. So the next little fun bit we're gonna get to do is we're gonna get to power this on and see how it goes. But we're gonna do that in a second and try the post and all that lovely fun stuff. So once we do that, I'll be back in a minute or so. And stay tuned, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.